gonna be glowing. You gonna be glowing, that is for sure. Hi everyone, I'm David, one of the beauty directors here at Sephora, and I'm joined today by my beautiful model, Carlos. How are you?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing great. Thanks for being here. You ready for this?
I am.
Good. So today I'm going to be showing you how to create this beautiful, gleamy, dreamy complexion on Carlos's skin. And this kind of look is perfect for that lightweight, beautiful, glowing, your skin but better makeup, especially for the summertime. So let's jump right in. Okay, so I have Carlos taken down to his bare skin, a little bit of moisturizer and prep there, but we're gonna start the first thing with this look by applying a primer. Primers are really important. I particularly love this one from Milk Makeup. This is the Hydro Grip Primer. I like it because it's lightweight, it adds a little bit of moisture to the skin, which is necessary, but it adds a lot of grip, so it's gonna hold your foundation in place. So a little bit when it comes to primer goes a long way. I find that one pump is probably more than enough for most people. So I like to start in the center of the face because I feel this is where we need the most benefit from our primer. I'm using a foundation brush. You can use your fingers. You can use really anything that you feel comfortable with. And this should be a light, thin layer. Primer is not the type of product that you want to put a thick layer on because it doesn't sit upon itself well. This is where I find most people struggle with primers and they say, oh, it doesn't work well. Usually the answer is you're using too much, which is better for your budget anyway because it's gonna last you a lot longer. Okay, so now we're gonna be moving into foundation. I'm gonna be using the Sephora Collection Best Skin Ever. I absolutely love this foundation so much. It is so hyper realistic looking. It works wonderful for anyone who's looking to create a no makeup look. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna be using a beauty blender. Now I have a question for you, Carlos. Do you ever wear foundation?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Okay. How do you apply? With your fingers, a beauty blender, a brush?
I prefer a beauty blender.
We've got an expert here. I gotta get my good game going here. Okay. So I'm gonna be using this with the beauty blender, and the reason is I want to create a really natural, full application first. So I don't want anything too heavy, and beauty blenders are really great at dispersing your foundation in a really even, soft way. Now, one thing you'll notice, especially on Carlos, is under his eye area, he was a little bit lighter in skin tone. That's gonna be sort of balanced out when we get to our concealers. We're gonna add a little bit of brightness there. But what we're really looking for when we match a color of a foundation is what's gonna go from the neck into the perimeter of the face. So for Carlos, I'm using the shade 44Y. I'm bringing a little bit down onto Carlos's neck. I think that's really important in creating a really nice, smooth application that goes throughout the whole entire complexion. I'm gonna turn you a little bit. Got a nice even tone on Carlos's skin, but I do want to do something, and I'm going to show you the difference that a tool can make with one product. So I applied that foundation with the Beauty Blender, really allowing it to sheer out. But there's some areas where I see I could have a little bit more coverage. Rather than turning to just my concealer, I can move to a brush. Now this is the concealer brush from Sephora Collection, and because it is a brush, it's going to apply the product a little bit thicker and heavier. So in areas where I want a little bit more coverage, around the sides of the nose, sometimes on the chin, we can see a lot of skin discoloration. I can use a brush almost to create that one product into a bit of a concealer-like consistency, just by using a tapping motion. And this is great for achieving that perfect no makeup kind of look, because then you're using the exact same color, so you're not worrying about color shading. Just getting any finishing touches here, but overall, I'm feeling really good about where that is with that foundation. I absolutely love this Sephora Collection foundation. Okay, so now I wanna broach the topic of concealer. So when you're doing a no makeup look, what you are looking to do is look like you have no makeup on, look like your skin is just yours, it's beautiful, it's you in your best skin ever. So concealer, you wanna be careful when you choose the color that you don't go too light and create that extreme highlighting look under the eye, because then you've gotta kind of balance that out with a lot of other products. So I'm gonna be using the NARS Creamy Concealer, and I'm using a shade very close to Carlos's skin shade, maybe just a hair lighter. And this is gonna allow me to create a little bit of highlighting, a little bit of sculpting with light, but it's still gonna look really, really natural. So for Carlos, I'm using the shade Walnut. And I'm gonna start by using a very small brush. This is actually an eyeshadow brush from Sephora Collection number 13. The beauty of the Sephora Collection brushes are these are all synthetic bristles, so you can use them for whatever you want. You can use them with creams, powders, anything. I particularly love this one as a concealer brush. Now what I'm gonna have you do is look up for me. This is really good because it can get into those little nooks and crannies without being a big giant brush that's gonna apply a ton of product. Right in this inner corner, this tends to be where we see our lack of sleep, right? We have all had those days, right? Yeah. I'm like, whoa, I did not get a good night's sleep last night. And it really helps to brighten that up and just give us a really nice awake look. Do you use concealers?
No.
You don't?
No.
Okay, so this is a good area for you. I think anyone who wants a really easy complexion, concealer is your multitasking best friend. In a pinch, you can just have your concealer with you and boom, you can fix up anything. So I love concealers. Also on the outside here of the eye, that's where sometimes we can see that darkness. And just by adding a little bit of brightness and concealing there, we can really create a nice opening to the eye. And I'm particular when it comes to concealers. I really do love to use my fingers. I think that the natural oil and heat of your hand really breaks down the thick consistency of a concealer, and it allows it to melt into the skin. So you get that hyper natural look. So here's another little trick on which I will do. Now, Carlos is really young, so he doesn't need this so much, but it's still a good trick. I do it on myself all the time. So for your laugh lines or your nasal labial, right in here, adding a little bit of brightness, it can just create a really nice smoothing, plumping effect to the face. So another area where I like to add a little bit of concealer, especially with that brightening effect, is on the side of the lips, the corner of the lips here. Tends to go a little darker there on everyone. And adding a little bit of brightness, again, really creates nice structure to your lips, can add a little bit of fullness in the volume of your lip. I'm gonna add a little bit down the nose. Concealer has a better grip to it. I feel really good about where we are here. So far, Carlos's skin looks flawless already. Okay, so now that the complexion's looking really good on Carlos, I wanna move into some accessories of complexion. These are things that you can use whether or not you want to. It's really up to you. I like to add a little bit of sculpt and sometimes a little bit of warmth to complexion just to really add some pop. So this is from Makeup by Mario, and this is the Soft Sculpt Shaping Sticks. I have two shades here. I have medium dark and then dark. So the reason I have two shades is because I want to create a little bit of sculpt and I want to add a little bit of warmth. So one of the things I love about these is they're really easy to directly apply where you want it. So for sculpt, I'm going to be looking to go a little bit in the areas where I want some darkness that's going to add definition to Carlos's already defined facial features just for some fun. So like a little bit here, a little bit there. I also like some on the side of the temple here. I think it gives a really nice, strong feature to the complexion. And then you can also, depending, again, this really comes down to what you want as a final result. As a guy, I like to, show off a nice jawline. So we can do a little bit down here on Carlos to really accentuate a nice jawline. Then we can apply these all at the same time because they're gonna blend together. This is the lighter shade, so it's gonna add a little bit more warmth to Carlos. So where I'm gonna apply this is right on the top of his cheekbone there. And this is just gonna work as a bit of like a bronzer. And now we're gonna use the brush that comes with the sculpting sticks to blend it in. And I find with this kind of a process with creams and you're layering creams upon creams, tapping motions tend to be the best. Long sweeping motions tend to disturb things too much, moves too much around. This brush is actually created more for this sort of tapping effect. And it makes it really easy. And it's soft, right?
Yeah.
Super soft. I know, like, I'm like, he probably feels like how soft this is. And when you blend, you really just want this to dissipate in and just create soft structure. It shouldn't be obvious. This shouldn't be something you look at and you go, oh, that's a nice contour. You don't want to see it. You don't want it to be obvious. It should be subtle, very subtle when you're looking to create a really natural complexion. I'm just blending out, using that same tapping motion, letting all these creams and liquids really melt together is how you get that beautiful, seamless complexion. I really like the way this looks as a sculpt. I think it's really soft, really natural. So really, depending upon your skin type, if you were really dry skin, you probably don't need a lot of powders or anything to set this. This can pretty much be your look, your complexion. It'll really give that glow and that nice, healthy effect. But if you are somebody who has combination or oily skin, you're gonna wanna powder at least through the center of the face. That's where I normally do. So I'm gonna quickly throw a little bit of setting powder through the center of Carlos's face, and then we're gonna come right back. So as you can see, I got a little bit of powder through the center of Carlos's face. It helps just to mattify the midsection or the T-zone, but we still left the side here really natural. So it has a really beautiful glowing effect already. Now we're gonna move to brows. Brows is something that can be really simple, especially when you have a great full brow like Carlos does. So we're just gonna use something from Kosas called the Airbrow Tinted Eyebrow Gel. It's basically like a mascara for your eyebrows. Do you ever do anything for your brows, by the way?
No.
Well, I mean, you don't need to. They're fantastic. Probably just comb them up a little
Yeah.
or something like that. So if you want to add a little bit of extra definition, or maybe you find like you want them a little bit darker one day for like a stronger effect on, this is something so easy. As you can see, it's like a little brush, and you don't have to be precise with this. There's really like no artistry involved because you're not drawing lines onto the skin. You're basically just sweeping it through the brow. So if you look at Carlos's brow here, basically all I'm gonna do is look for the areas that might need a little extra color. I always say the beginning does sometimes. And then brushing up, I'm gonna be gelling his brows and then also getting some of the pigment onto the lighter brows or the smaller brows, little baby hair brows. So it's gonna create a really nice full effect, and it's gonna keep it in place all day. So you don't get those crazy moments where your brow hair is going one way and one area, and you get like the little one that goes like this and the one that goes like this, and you're like, I've been walking around like this all day, nobody told me. So doing the same thing on the other side, really getting that nice, beautiful sculpt, hold in place. So as you can see, Carlos's eyebrows are a bit sparse in that one little area right here. I have the same thing on mine. So you just focus the product there. It just adds that depth, makes it a little bit more uniform. And again, also up on the top here, I do find that's where we get the shape really comes out, is when the top of the brow is nice, because that's sort of the top of the frame, what you're seeing. So by really concentrating to make sure you're getting those little baby hairs up there, with some of this gel on it, really can make a world of difference. But it's such an easy product to use, really. Okay, so honestly, Carlos is pretty much done. I absolutely love the way the complexion looks. The brows are looking good. You got some good brows there. I'm very jealous.
Thank you.
Draw mine in. But if you want to take this look from just a really nice polished everyday to super gleamy, dreamy, glowy, gorgeous, we're gonna add one more product, something really easy that you can do. This is from Say, and this is the Glowy Super Gel Dewy Highlighter. It's a really wonderful product. It's a multitasking highlighter product. You can wear this alone. Like if you're just going around for the day and you just want your skin to look glowy, you can just pop this on with your moisturizer and you'll be like, people be like, oh my God, your skin is glowing. Or you can wear it under your foundation for that lit from within. Or the way I'm gonna do it is take a little bit on your fingers and you're gonna tap it into the places that you want that extra boom of highlight. I choose the high points of the face. So I'm gonna turn you here a little bit. I like the outer corner of the cheek. I do like to apply this with my hands because I feel like you can tell where and how much you're applying so you don't go over the top with it. And you're also not disrupting anything underneath it with a soft tapping motion. Oh, you can see that already. Ooh, that looks good. You're looking good, Carlos. You're gonna be glowing. You're gonna be glowing, that is for sure. Tapping it right there, so nice. So now I'm using the lighter shade here. There actually is a bronzing tone too, but due to the nature of this product, which is so beautifully dewy and glowy, honestly, even the light shade can work on any skin tone because it just looks like a natural glow. So I'm also gonna get it down the high point of the nose. I like the bridge of the nose a lot for a glow. I think it just really brings out that sort of fresh, dewy look that we like. Another point I like to add a glow like this is above the high point of the brow. So this can almost create like a bit of a snatched up lift, which we all like, right? A little snatch up right there. But what you want to make sure is that you're not putting any of it in the center of the forehead. That's going to end up looking oily. So we're going to go right above the brow here, no closer to the center of the forehead. And I know, honestly, I do it myself sometimes when I'm applying on myself some highlighter. I'm like, it's not enough, it's not enough. And I'm like, yo, David, hold on. Because when you turn sideways, you may blind someone. I may actually blind somebody. And as you can see, like, this is so gorgeous. This is giving me absolutely gleamy, dreamy complexion rather than blinding headlights, which is always the goal. Now, one last thing that I think is really fun, you can do this again. Highlighter is a personal choice. It's all about what you like. Looking at Carlos's bone structure, he has a really nice brow bone here. And I think it would be a nice area to highlight. That's a high point as well. And it's something we don't often think about when we think about no makeup or just sort of natural complexions, is adding just a little bit of our highlighter onto the brow bone can make such a difference in just bringing that light into the structure of our eyes as well as our complexion. But honestly, absolutely love the way this looks on him. Okay, are you ready, Carlos, to see the final look?
I am.
All right, take a look. Tell me what you think.
Oh, I love the concealer.
Oh, yes. We've got a concealer convert now. All right, so I'll give you your shade when we're done. You can have it on hand. I hope you all enjoyed this as well. I really love creating these sort of dreamy, gleamy makeup looks that are really easy and quick. To be honest with you, you can probably recreate this with some of the stuff you have in your house and probably within 5 minutes or so. Let me know in the comment section below what you loved about this, what products you tend to use for a look like this. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel so you can get more videos like this from us every single week. And until next time, from me and Carlos, we're saying, get your gleam on. We'll see you all soon. Bye.